What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about high value men and this whole thing that seems to be all the rage now. And I've touched on this before, but I ran into a gentleman that actually I worked for this guy briefly a few years ago, and I'm not going to say the guy's name. I'm not going to say the name of the family, but just let me say this: that this guy is approaching 40 years old. He is a part of a family that earns somewhere around 800 to 900 to $1 billion a year revenue. I just said 800 to 900 to $1 billion a year every year. Okay. His personal worth has to be triple digit millions. Okay. He's married. He has a couple of kids. And it occurred to me when I saw him that he's a very good example of how these women out here, many of them are really delusional. If they don't come from money, they don't understand what high value, like how hard it is to be able to meet and to be able to be wifed up by a high value guy if you don't travel in those circles. Your best shot as a woman who does not come from money to get with a high value guy is to get with a guy who's not high value at 18 years old or 19 years old or 20 years old while this guy is in college or in trade school or getting a certificate for user experience or data mining or some of these other digital careers. Okay, that's your best shot, because you have to understand this, that the chicks who come from money are going to marry high value guys, and they travel in the same circles. So most of these high value like most of these chicks that come from money are going to be married by these guys that come from money, right? So when you see these TikToks of these women with 3 kids at 27 years old, 2 baby daddies talking about they deserve a high value guy, they are dreaming. Okay, it's like nutty. Like, yeah, does it happen once in a while, i.e. Ciara, Russell Wilson? Yeah, but understand, Ciara was just not just some random chick. She's Ciara. So basically, even though she's 8 years older than he is or something like that, and has kids by a couple different baby daddies, she's not your regular chick. Okay, and even for her, it was a wing and a prayer. It was a 50-yard bomb at the gun, with basically no real real no realistic shot of actually winning, but somehow, in spite of the fact that there was no time left on the clock, everybody knows that the pass is going to have to go into the end zone. Somehow the pass was complete in the end zone, touchdown, right? But that's very, very rare. obviously, okay? For everybody else, that's not a plan. You're not going to get Russell Wilson, okay? You're not going to get this guy that I used to work for, okay? It's never going to happen. You're not going to get a $200,000 a year computer guy, okay? You're not getting him, all right? If you don't find that guy when he's 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, and you guys build together, okay? But, you know, if you back out, like, you back out all of the guys that make, let's say, $140,000 annually, okay? There are not many of them, first of all, okay? Not enough for all of these women that think that they should have a guy like that, okay? Now, then you factor in how many of these guys are actually 6'2" or taller. How many of these guys are actually really socially adjusted? How many of these guys actually have a nice wardrobe and know how to wear different things? How many of these guys know how to work a room? How many of these guys work out and are muscular? Like, if you start peeling back what these chicks say that they deserve, and versus what the chicks that actually come from money that most of these guys will actually marry have, okay, it's never going to happen. And that's why so many of these women are 38 years old on Tinder, okay? And by the way, I was watching Mediocre Tutorials and review a video from this chick named Michaela Pink, and she was talking about how she will never be involved with a blue collar man. Well, first of all, she changed her definition of what that is, but basically, quote, working man, okay? Because the working man's never going to have the right attitude to be wealthy, and here's the thing: this is the lunacy, okay? This is the arrogance. This is a chick who has 3 kids, and herself, who's talking about she needs a man because she has kids and herself, and she needs money, right? And that she needs somebody wealthy, and that essentially she deserves some wealthy white collar guy, okay? So basically what she's saying is that that some guy who is a successful guy should take on liabilities of somebody else. I mean, like, think about that. She's actually saying, I mean, this is what we are up against. Some of you, I'm not up against it, but some of you are dealing with women with these just insane attitudes. Okay? Don't do it. Don't give these women the time of day. Okay? You can pump and dump them. It's fine. But don't you wipe these chicks up. Don't you have anything to do with them on any meaningful level whatsoever. Right? And here's the thing. She doesn't even understand. I have a relative who started out as a New York City subway conductor, okay, married, and his wife was a New York City public school teacher. Okay. They bought a house back when you could buy a house in suburban New York for under $100,000. And it was a multi-family house. Okay. And they parlayed that equity into another property. Then they parlayed that equity into an apartment building. At some point, okay, this relative became a wealthy man, right? 7-figure dude, well into the 7 figures, right? Yeah, okay, but this is the type of chick that wouldn't even understand the value of a quote working class guy that has vision. Okay, you know what I mean? Like it's the listen. This channel is not targeted towards women, but women, if you're out there listening, embrace this concept. If you don't come from money, and or if you're not just smoking hot, but presentable in a corporate sort of traditional setting, okay, meaning smoking hot, but for like lack of a better word, sort of presentable, okay, like you can actually be too hot, okay, you can ooze too much sexy also, okay, like you really don't give off the right vibe, okay, but if you don't have that, you are never going to be wifed up by a guy that comes from money. You're going to have to get it out of the mud with a guy who's building up as he goes, right? Don't listen to these crazy women with these crazy channels giving you misinformation that is going to sabotage your life. And guys, yeah, man, let your daughters know, right? Don't have them out here in a trick bag. Anyway, that's this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you hate it, hit the hate button. But whatever you do, click subscribe and check out the podcast, Redhead Official Podcast. The link is in the description below. Later.